After working with over 3,000 menopausal women over the past 10 years, a lot of times people ask me, Rachel, why menopause? Why niche down? Because what we do with macros in general works for anyone, but why niche down to really get your hands in the dirt and tackle this beast called menopause? And cheesy or not, my answer always comes down to the word hope. This is a stage of life where I have just seen so many women say, Rachel, I give up. I'm doing everything right. Nothing's working. Everyone tells me just eat less, move more. It's not working. I give up trying. I give up hope. And as an educator, the thing I want to scream from the rooftops is you are not broken. It is true that the tool bag of our 20s, 30s, maybe even early 40s doesn't work anymore. But that doesn't mean that midlife is a death sentence. It simply means that we need a new tool bag. Now, it is true that cookie cutter, first of all, never really worked long term, but in a menopausal body, these cookie cutter programs, eat this, don't eat this, they're never going to work. Your menopausal symptoms are very different than your best friend's menopausal symptoms, which are very different than her coworker's symptoms. To do this capital C correctly, we need to know what's going on in your body. What are your symptoms? What does a day of eating look like? What are your goals? We need to know where you are and where you need to be so we can have a personalized game plan to bridge that gap. That's why we never just dive in and work with any woman who comes our way. We always start with this free one-to-one strategy session because number one, we want to get our hands in the dirt and know exactly what's going on. You'll see when you book in for the session, it's going to block 45 minutes in your calendar because we want a deep dive. We want to know what are your symptoms? What's a day eating look like? What do your goals look like? Because once we know where you are and where you need to be, we can talk about that game plan to bridge the gap. In this strategy session, we're going to do exactly that. We're going to start by asking you a whole lot of questions about what's going on, a whole lot of questions about your goals, and then from there, if we feel like it's a match to help you, we're going to talk you through exactly what that looks like. This is the exact process that Dory used to get this. When Dory came to me, she was post-hysterectomy. She'd had a hysterectomy in her 30s, and she was eating under 900 calories a day and said, Rachel, I give up. I'm eating less. I'm moving more. Nothing's working. And the Dory you see in that after picture is not only eating more than twice as many calories, but has a metabolism that's on absolute fire. Best of all, that picture is over 5 years old because one of the things we hear most from people is the only way I could gain the weight back is if I tried. I always like to say, if you know the skill of riding a bike, try to fall off that bike. It's pretty difficult to do once your brain is wired for the skill, and that's how we approach the skill of nutrition. This is the exact method that Deb used. Get this, Deb not only lost 35 pounds, but she had been on blood pressure meds for over a decade and got off of them completely. Her doctor also wanted to put her on cholesterol meds, but she said, no, let me give this a shot. She got to avoid those meds altogether. And it's the exact process that Kristen is a busy teacher. When she came to us, she's like, Rachel, I don't have time for major life overhauls. I don't have time to meal prep every single day and be in the gym for 2 hours. The Kristen you see in the after picture is down 52 pounds and counting and didn't have to change a thing about her day in terms of a major life overhaul. We just tweaked and adjusted. After 10 years, 3,000 women, what we do works. Sometimes people ask me, Rachel, what's your success rate? And my cheeky answer is, what's the success rate of biology? My superpower is not that I invented Rachel's 12-week diet. It's educating. And what we teach you is welcome to a menopausal body. The tool bag that we used to use no longer works. Doesn't mean we're broken. Here's a new tool bag. And my joke that's not a joke is I have the worst sales pitch in the world because on the other side of this, you don't need me or anyone else. I want to put you in the driver's seat. I want to educate you so you've got the tools to use for the rest of your life. So let's start with that free one-to-one strategy session. Use the link below. It's going to ask you a couple questions, take you straight to our calendar to book in. It's going to block off those 45 minutes. Bring a paper and pen because we're going to dive deep. I cannot wait, and we'll see you there.